There's a strange quietness settling over a generation of Americans. It's a hush that feels almost physical, as if the air itself is holding its breath, waiting for something to change. It's not the quiet of contentment, it's the quiet of a held breath, of plans being shelved and dreams deferred. It's the sound of ambitions being packed away, of hopes put on pause, as people try to make sense of a world that no longer follows the rules they were taught. The future, once a promise, now feels like a question mark or a dead end. The certainty that once guided decisions has faded, replaced by a fog of doubt and hesitation. This isn't just a mood, it's a fundamental shift in the American psyche, a collective pause happening in millions of homes. It's a shared experience even if it's rarely spoken aloud. People are tired, burned out from endless striving for stability that never arrives. The grind has become relentless, and the rewards feel further away than ever. The old rules no longer apply. The social contract, work hard, get ahead, feels broken. The promises made to previous generations seem out of reach, almost like relics from another era. Instead of 5-year plans, people are just trying to get through the week. The horizon has shrunk, and the future is measured in days, not years. The present demands every ounce of energy, money, and attention. Every decision is weighed carefully, every dollar stretched to its limit. Conversations about someday plans, buying a house, having kids, paying off loans are now met with shrugs. The language of hope has been replaced by the language of uncertainty. Someday has become a mythical land, unreachable. It's a place people talk about, but few believe they'll ever see. The language of long-term goals is replaced by survival and short-term coping. The focus is on what can be managed today, not what might be possible tomorrow. It's about making rent, not saving for a down payment, affording groceries, not retirement. The basics have become the new ambitions. This isn't pessimism, it's a pragmatic recalibration in the face of overwhelming evidence. It's realism, born from experience and hard lessons learned. This pause is a silent protest against a system that feels rigged. It's a quiet refusal to keep playing by rules that no longer make sense. It's a refusal to play a game with ever-moving goalposts. People are stepping back, questioning whether the effort is worth the cost. The American dream was built on forward momentum. But what happens when that stalls? When the path forward is blocked, people are forced to reconsider what progress really means. You stop looking ahead. You focus on the ground in front of you because the road ahead is too demoralizing. This isn't giving up, it's a way to survive, to keep moving, even if only one step at a time. It's a strategic retreat to conserve what little energy remains. The future can wait. For now, the priority is to endure, to hold on until something shifts. For now, survival is the only plan. And in this pause, perhaps, there is a quiet strength, a resilience that endures, even when hope is hard to find. For an entire generation, adulthood began with a ball and chain, student debt. The moment they stepped into the world, the weight of borrowed money was already pressing down, shaping their every move. Millennials were told a college degree was the ticket to stability, a guaranteed path to a better life. So they took out loans, often staggering amounts, believing it was an investment in their future. But when they graduated, the promised jobs weren't there, or didn't pay enough to chip away at the mountain of debt. The reality was a harsh contrast to the hopeful stories they'd been told. This debt isn't just a number, it's a suffocating presence, dictating every major and minor decision. It lingers in the background, influencing choices about careers, relationships, and even daily spending. It delays everything. Buying a home, getting married, having kids. Dreams are put on hold, and milestones that once seemed attainable now feel out of reach. The starting line for life was moved back a decade with a financial handicap previous generations never faced. The sense of falling behind is constant, and comparisons to parents' early successes sting. The psychological weight is immense, fostering a sense of being trapped and ashamed even though they followed the rules. Many feel isolated, unable to talk openly about their struggles. Work becomes a tool for debt repayment, not fulfillment. Passions and ambitions are set aside in favor of jobs that simply pay the bills. Instead of building wealth, millennials spend their prime years just trying to get back to zero. Saving for the future feels impossible when the present is so overwhelming. The economy drags as disposable income vanishes. Local businesses feel the pinch, and social lives shrink as every dollar is accounted for. The dream of a secure future was sold to them, but the price tag was hidden. The excitement of opportunity quickly turned to anxiety as the true cost became clear. They were promised a launch pad, but got an anchor. The burden is constant, a reminder of how far they still have to go. And now, they wonder if they'll ever catch up. questioning whether the finish line is even in sight, or if it keeps moving further away. The gig economy was sold as freedom. Be your own boss, set your hours, control your destiny. For a generation facing underemployment and debt, it seemed like a lifeline. But the promise was a mirage. Flexibility meant working all the time. Independence meant no safety net, no paid sick leave, no health insurance, no retirement plan. You're always hustling for the next gig because when you stop, the income stops too. The instability is relentless. How do you plan for the future when next month's income is a mystery? Budgeting is impossible, saving is a fantasy. The gig economy didn't create entrepreneurs, it created precarious workers. Companies offloaded risk onto individuals, who now bear all the costs. The promise of freedom was really a transfer of security. Instability was repackaged as empowerment. The future wasn't built, it was just endlessly serviced, one gig at a time. And the dream of stability slipped further away. The single-family home, once the cornerstone of the American dream and a symbol of stability and success, is now out of reach for many Americans no matter how hard they work or how much they save. Housing prices have soared to record highs, far outpacing wages and making it nearly impossible for average families to keep up. A down payment is now an insurmountable sum for most, and even if you manage to scrape it together, the monthly costs of homeownership are crushing, leaving little room for anything else. Young people are trapped in a renter's cycle, paying high rents that eat up their paychecks, with nothing left to save for the future or invest in their dreams. The inability to buy a home means missing out on building equity. The main way families have traditionally passed down wealth and created financial security for the next generation. The wealth gap widens and a sense of transience grows as more people feel left behind and disconnected from the promise of prosperity. Renters are always at the mercy of landlords, facing rising rents and the constant threat of having to move, unable to put down roots or feel truly at home. The high cost of living extends far beyond housing, touching every aspect of life: healthcare, childcare, education, and even basic necessities like food and transportation. A single, unexpected expense like a car repair or medical bill can trigger a financial crisis that's hard to recover from. There's no cushion, no room for error, and no safety net to catch families when they fall. Planning for the future feels reckless, not responsible, as uncertainty overshadows every decision. The American dream hasn't just moved, it's been priced out of reach for millions, leaving many to wonder if it was ever truly attainable. And now, millions are left wondering if that dream will ever return, or if it's become just another story from a different time. It's hard to invest in a future when you're not sure there will be one. Climate change isn't a distant threat, it's the backdrop of daily life for younger generations. Wildfires, hurricanes, and record temperatures make the future feel apocalyptic. Eco-anxiety shapes every decision. Is it ethical to have children in a world facing catastrophe? The joy of starting a family is now tinged with dread. Climate change is redrawing the map. Insurance is unaffordable and safe places to live are shrinking. Individual actions feel futile against the scale of the crisis. Government inaction breeds cynicism and powerlessness. When the planet feels unstable, personal plans seem pointless. Why save for retirement if the future itself is in jeopardy? The ground beneath us is not just environmentally unstable, but politically fractured. America is divided, with bitter partisanship replacing shared purpose. This constant conflict creates exhaustion and anxiety. Political paralysis means real problems: healthcare, debt, housing, climate, go unaddressed. Trust in institutions erodes, and the future feels unpredictable. The rules of society can change dramatically with each election. People focus on protecting what they have, not building for what could be. The toxic climate is emotionally draining, fueling burnout and hopelessness. Disengagement is tempting, but dysfunction seeps into every aspect of life. The sense of powerlessness makes long-term planning nearly impossible. The national dream feels broken, and no one seems to know how to fix it. The traditional life script, school, job, marriage, house, kids, no longer fits for many Americans. It's not a lack of desire, but economic and social realities that make this path impossible. Milestones are delayed, redefined, or discarded. Marriage happens later, if at all, as debt and costs make it daunting. Many couples skip the wedding, prioritizing substance over ceremony. The decision to have children is fraught, the costs are astronomical, and the numbers don't add up. Birth rates decline as people forego parenthood for survival. Stable, lifelong careers are relics. People cobble together work from gigs and short-term jobs. Career planning is about survival, not climbing a ladder. The new milestone is simply making it through the next downturn. The white picket fence is no longer the symbol of success. Survival is the new American milestone. Perpetual uncertainty isn't just practical, it's a psychological burden. The brain craves predictability, but today's world offers only swirling fog. Chronic stress becomes the norm, leading to exhaustion and burnout. Decision paralysis sets in. Even small choices feel overwhelming. Learned helplessness and depression follow as hope for improvement fades. Social media amplifies the pressure to appear successful, deepening feelings of isolation and inadequacy. The gap between the life you're supposed to have and the one you can afford becomes a private shame. Anxiety, depression, and burnout are rising, especially among the young. Coping mechanisms, healthy or not, become survival tools. Without a vision of a better tomorrow, it's hard to find strength for today. The future is a psychological resource, and for many that well is running dry. The cost of uncertainty is measured in hope lost. Despite overwhelming uncertainty, Americans haven't given up. They're forging new paths. The traditional future may be blocked, but people are adapting and finding hope in unexpected places. Community and mutual aid are on the rise. Shared housing, childcare co-ops, online support networks. The old hyper-individualism is giving way to collective survival. Social networks, not retirement accounts, are the new safety net. Shared struggle creates powerful bonds and hope. Values are shifting. Experiences over possessions, meaning over money. Many are opting out of the rat race, embracing minimalism and redefining wealth. This isn't nihilism, it's realism, a rejection of broken promises. The challenge is whether America can adapt its systems to meet new needs. Will the country listen to this signal, or keep offering a map to a destination that no longer exists? The answer will determine if this pause is decline or the start of transformation. The future is uncertain, but the search for meaning continues.